Hi folks, so in continuation of the last two videos, what people do in situations where they're faced with truth, but they've accepted a lie, is they've got two choices. They can accept the truth and let go of that lie, and understand that for a long time they believed in something that wasn't true, or they can double down on the lie, believing in that and saying that the truth is actually a lie and the lie they believe in is actually the truth. And people do the double downing all the time. They do it all the time. Yeah. And the reason why they do it is because, as I say, the reality is when you've been invested in something which is not true for a long time, yeah, it is incredibly difficult. Incredibly difficult to stand up and say, yeah, okay, I was wrong. We see history flooded with people that could never do that. With people that just double down because it is what it is. It's the nature of it all. It's the nature of the beast. As I say, it's the easy path. The easy path is to double down. The hard path is to stand up and admit to family and friends and loved ones, church members, that you were wrong. As I said before, imagine for a second how difficult it would be for any pastor, to stand up in front of a church and say, yes, I was leading you on a path to hell. I'm sorry, but I believed I was right at the time, but the path I was leading you on was a path to hell. How incredibly difficult is that going to be? Because basically, they know that they will be sacked, most likely. They know it's unlikely that they will be given the opportunity to make it right because they made it so bloody wrong. They're admitting to that, so it's an incredibly difficult thing for someone to do. Again, church is completely unrealistic with the idea that it has about itself. Absolutely and totally unrealistic. It has the understanding that from all of history, people have made mistakes. For all of history, people have married the wrong people, right? Always. But it's impossible for that to be the case with someone from church. That they married the wrong person? No. Everyone in church that married was created by God. He put them together. Right? Okay, but we know from history that for most people that was not the case. We know that people marry the wrong people all the time. Right? We know that the Jewish people, they had God. They had God in a way that we don't. We've never had God in the way that they had God. We never needed to, partly, but we never have had that. We've never had God leading us away from the Egyptians, from Pharaoh and his men. dividing the waters so that we can go through. We've never had that. We've never been fed in the desert for 40 years, have we? Never. But they had God in that way. But then they chose what? They chose the world. They chose that they wanted a king because the world and the other areas in the world, they had a king, so therefore we must have a king. And God said, why? You've got me. Oh, no, but, they like kings, so we need a king. Because the world thinks kings are great. So we need a king. Then, when that didn't work, we need a government, because the world now says governments are good. Right? But they had God. And the church doesn't think it's possible for the church to do exactly the same. They don't think it's possible. Because the church, again, they think that when the Bible says the bride, they all think they're part of the bride. They all think they're part of the bride. Even though the Lord said about fruit, oh, no, we can't talk about fruit, can we? No. No. We can't talk about fruit because that could offend someone. And, of course, God never wants to offend people, does he? That's what they think. That's what they believe. A lie. Because the Son of God offended people all the time. He offended everyone. From a worldly point, take away the spiritual, from a worldly point, they wanted to crucify him because he offended them. Right? But of course, God doesn't want us to offend people. He wants us to be nice. Was the Son of God nice? No. But you think you're doing things his way. How? It's ridiculous. How on earth are you thinking you're doing things his way? That's an impossibility. It can't possibly be true. But again, even with that, what do people do? They will double down. That we have to be nice. That's why they ban people, because when they ban people, they are doubling down on that. Well, as I say, I know that Rick from the community church of Rick in Elgin, I know where he's going when he dies. Because he's choosing to ban people rather than pointing to the Father. He's choosing to ban people. That's his way. It's the devil's way. Culture cancer. Yeah? That's from the world. Well, that's what the world has been doing for the last, how many years? If someone offends you, ban them. Block them, ban them, whatever. You can block them from Facebook, that sort of stuff, and then try to ban them from church, etc., etc., etc. That's what they do. Yeah. And they all think that's right. To do that. Even blocking people from Facebook, that sort of crap. Really? If someone says something that offends you, you block them? Really? And you think that's God's way? Yeah, don't deal with the issues, just block someone. Yeah? That's God's way, is it? Of course it's not God's way. But when you say to someone, that's not God's way, oh, I'm learning. You can't think I could do God's way all the time. I'm learning. No, shut up. No, you're not learning at all. You're not learning. Because you don't care about truth. You don't go to God. You don't care about truth. So therefore, what do? You double down. And that's what you're doing. That's not learning. You will never learn if you keep doing that. Well, you're learning to do the devil's way. That's what you're doing. It is madness, but yeah, there you go. No, I wish you well. Wherever you are, I wish you well, and I hope that you can learn. But yeah, you've got to decide what matters. Because that's the point, really. What matters? There is truth, so understand truth. And if you're going to, come on, if you're going to deal with people in any way, love means you can't ban people. Deal with the issues between the people. If someone doesn't like someone, okay, that's fine. Don't talk to them. That's fine. Don't try to block someone. If you don't want to talk to someone, don't talk. That's fine. Blocking people, that's not God's way. That's the devil's way. So there you go. I'll speak to you later. Bye bye.